Thanks for joining today's live stream. This is Wednesday, 1st of May. So we just got the new monthly open and quite a bit of volatility as well today. So we'll just go through the Bitcoin charts, forecast for the remainder of the week, next few weeks, and also check through some altcoin charts. If there's anything you guys want me to check, just throw them into the live stream trading chat. So starting off with Bitcoin, we've had this level at 59,000 marked for a while because this is the key higher time frame level from which we can look for a reversal. So previously we talked about a reversal occurring from here due to an SMT divergence, but it encountered heavy resistance at the 4-hour fair value gap right here and the point of control of the trading range. So that rejected and formed a new strong downtrend. And today we saw the very fast move down below 59,000 all the way to 56.5k. So if we look at the weekly and monthly chart, you can see that this is definitely a sort of point of interest for a stronger reversal. So if we look at past history in terms of these strong dumps and how they reverse. So we have this first example from December to January. So this one was a very fast reversal where the weekly candle dipped down and flipped into a bullish hammer. So if this were to happen, then we would need to see very strong buyback pretty soon, and pretty much to close out the week needs to turn into a green candle. From what I can see so far, that it's quite unlikely. So I think the more likely scenario here is something like this. Right, so a few candle closes below the trading range to induce traders into a bearish sentiment. So getting them to open short positions, sort of like confirming kind of a market structure shift to the downside on higher time frames. Alright, so pretty much price hang around at this level for a few days at least before we start seeing the sort of stronger buyback. And if you've watched my video on identifying trend reversals, we know that we also need confirmation before we can confidently say a bottom has formed. So we have the first part, which is reaching the key higher time frame level, the monthly and weekly fair value gap, in conjunction with a sweep of all of these lows and sell side liquidity. So the next step is some confirmation, either through bullish order flow, market structure, or a formation of a bullish order block. Alright, so for bullish market structure, as for right now, we have this local 4-hour fair value gap. So if we get a candle close above 59.6k, that would be the first sign of bullish order flow, and that would also confirm a reclaim back into the previous trading range above 59,000. So that's one scenario for a reversal. Okay, that's one form of confirmation. But the more likely path I'm seeing right now is just sideways for a few days. So probably for the rest of the week, and next week we can sort of look for a sort of reversal move in the market. Right. So what I mean by market structure is whether the market is making higher highs or lower highs. So you can see here in this example, it's making lower highs until this high formed here. So this is what we call a market structure shift. So that's one way of identifying and confirming a reversal as well. One thing to note is we have the FOMC tomorrow on Thursday. So that can definitely bring about some volatility and even some upside potential. But something like this is what I'm watching out for now. So price hanging about in a new local range below the previous range at 59k, and inducing more bearish sentiment before a stronger reversal. So whilst Bitcoin saw this pretty strong dump, we can have a look at what the dominance index has done, and you can see it has continued to move downwards gradually. Right, so this suggests that in terms of long scalps, there would be probably more opportunities on the altcoin side of things, as we expect the dominance to continue to trend downwards for the next few weeks. So definitely, if we get any of these reversal confirmations on Bitcoin, such as bullish order flow or market structure, then altcoins can definitely make a pretty strong run for the longer term. Looking at what the Ethereum and Bitcoin pair is doing, so it's actually not doing too badly, and you can see it's also reflective of the Bitcoin dominance decreasing recently. So in my opinion right now, ETH BTC also looks bullish, so we can expect Ethereum to outperform Bitcoin for the short term. But just remember that if Bitcoin continues to dump quite strongly, it doesn't really matter too much if dominance is dropping, because altcoins and Ethereum will drop alongside it. Also, I just wanted to discuss real quick the third method of confirming a reversal, which is the formation of a bullish order block and validation of it. So the previous reversal that we did anticipate and load up long positions was back here, and this was because it formed a bullish order block right here. And to keep it simple, bullish order block is just pretty much a red candle, a red down close candle before a substantial upside movement, and it's even better if the down close candle swept out liquidity at the sell side as well. Right, so that is a strong bullish order block. So if something like that forms as well here, so a red candle, down close candle that sweeps a low, and then price starts moving away strongly and with momentum, that would create a bullish order block like here. And then once price retraces to it, it is validated if a positive reaction is given. So that is the third and probably the most effective way of confirming a trend reversal. And if we do see something like this, a proper setup in terms of a bullish order block, then definitely we can go quite heavy in long positions. But again, for where the market is at right now, there's no confirmation of a reversal, so we do need to be a bit more patient. So let's have a look at Ethereum as well. And actually, if you compare the Ethereum and Bitcoin charts real quick, you can actually see something of an SMT divergence. Alright, so if you've watched my recent video, SMT divergence is when a correlated pair kind of diverges at its lows or highs. So if Ethereum made a higher low and Bitcoin made a lower low, that means it formed an SMT divergence. So if you see what we have here, actually, we have Ethereum leaving this low here, 2790, not swept, still there, and formed a higher low. And then we have Bitcoin with a very aggressive downside movement that swept out all lows. So yeah, once this daily candle is closed, it would confirm an SMT divergence. So yeah, that is some good extra confluence for price forming a bottom potentially right about here. But looking at Ethereum by itself, I can pretty much keep it simple and see that there's pretty much a local range here, and it's at the range lows. So the expected movement is back to the range highs. Moving on to the other larger cap altcoins, looking at Solana. So last time we marked out this daily fair value gap as key resistance and also a previous low turned into resistance, and you can see the price has failed to go above it and rejected strongly from that price range. So for where it's at right now, this low at 112 is unswept, and also this low from March at 104. So those are potential downside targets before a more stronger buyback in the markets for Solana. And pretty similar chart for AVAX, though its current local structure does look a bit stronger and slightly more bullish. So for the short term, I think AVAX can perform quite strongly for sure. So if price can close above this box here, it's the first sign of bullish order flow, and we can also similarly treat it as a trading range, so it's moved back to the upper trading range. So if you have any chart requests, just throw them into the live stream trading chat and I'll be happy to take a look at. So I'll look at INJ, and then we'll look at a few sectors and see if there's any relative strength that we can find. So yeah, INJ lost its previous trading range, and we previously discussed that for longer term bullish price action on INJ, it needed to confirm back into the range, confirm this low as a deviation as it did with the range high deviation, but due to the drop on Bitcoin, it went back outside the range. So yeah, with INJ, the same sort of situation remains. It needs to show some reversal signs, reclaim back into the previous range before we can see some more expansive movements. So pretty much more confirmation is required for it, and it's worth just waiting it out a little bit, because it's one of those coins that can move quite quickly, and it can go swiftly below 18 again to form a sort of double bottom reversal structure before seeing some upside. So let's move on to the AI sector. First, just hovering back to Solana. So pretty much I said it's not showing any relative strength compared to other altcoins. So on that basis, I can do this to form a sort of true double bottom first. Sweep out the previous low at 112.80. And it's also another low at 103.9. It's not to say that it'll go straight down from the current price. Given how the market is bouncing a bit right now, it can in fact bounce all the way to the 4-hour fair value gap first from 130 before we see any rejection. Alright, so for RNDR, we discussed previously how it needs to be able to reclaim back into the previous range, so the value area low at 9.43, but however we see that the previous value area low has flipped into resistance. So this is a sign of the previous trading range just being done and a new trading range being formed. So with the new trading range, we can identify the range high and range low. So range high is at 9.40 and range low is around 6.36. Price is closer to the range lows, so we favor long positions currently. But in terms of trade setups, a lot of altcoins have a similar sort of structure right now where it's like in a very strong downtrend. So we do want to see some strength first before we initiate long positions. We can potentially drop down to lower time frames to look for a setup. But yeah, you can see like it's clearly bearish market structure still right now, so no particularly appealing long setup for this right now. And just remember also that with trading, patience can go a long way. Right, so for when price is currently in its current state of being too low to short, but also still stuck in a downtrend, then a good course of action would just be to be patient and wait for a proper confirmation and reversal setup before entering into long positions. Unless you're looking to trade the lower time frames, which in either case would be quite risky, and you need to be able to close positions quickly just due to how choppy the market is. And that's also why I can see that I haven't called any trades since last Friday, just due to the expectation of these lows being visited again, and market yet to confirm a bottom and trend reversal. So the other altcoin from the AI sector, FET. Right, and you can kind of see it's very similar to RNDR in terms of the previous range lows turning into resistance. So this was previously the range lows of the trading range, and this is then flipped into resistance, as we can see here. So now it's formed a new range, so range low and range high. So for FET, it has left this low unswept, so it's potentially what we can see as something like this. So we can set an alert on this level and see if there is a reaction here. Ocean is still in bearish order flow. No really strong setup to see for it right now. Can definitely go a bit lower towards these lows here, 0.695. Yeah, so common theme here is altcoins not really showing any strong long setups. So that means, right, it will be safer and more prudent to buy in spot rather than to leverage trade right now. And certainly after such a strong down move and protracted downtrend across pretty much the entire market, it's probably not a bad idea to start scaling into spot positions of coins that have strong fundamentals and which you are confident on for the longer term. You can see like most of these altcoins here have went all the way back down to the previous lows from months ago, right? So the upside potential is quite high. Right, similar sort of thing here on Rune. So these lows here from back in January, you can see prices previously pumped from these lows up almost 200%. And then now, after this protracted downtrend, the price is all the way back down to these lows once again. So the upside potential is quite significant for spot positions. Let's have a look at some meme coins now, starting with Doge. And you can see here, right, if you treat all of this as a very large range, you can see it's all the way back to the range lows now. So perhaps something like this. And also note how previously we discussed the only bullish scenario for Doge is if it can reclaim above this breaker block back into the previous range. You can see that it failed to do so. So it went back all the way down to these lows from early March. And if these lows, once cleared, don't give any reaction, it can go a bit deeper to the fair value gap at 0.1114. So no sign of strength on Dogecoin, at least for now. Sheep is pretty close to Dogecoin as well. Right, it's very close to the lows from March, which propelled the significant expansion in price of almost 150%, and now the price has returned all the way back down to these lows. Right, so the upside potential is there, but definitely no sign of a bottom forming on the sheep just yet. So a similar sort of expectation right now. So if you're looking to still trade, right, it would probably be a bit easier to do short scalps rather than long scalps, just due to the power of the trend, especially on weaker altcoins like Doge and Sheep. You can see how it's still in bearish order flow, and how the higher time frames suggest still a bit lower prices before a stronger reversal. On Floki, we discussed a potential long setup last time based on the bullish order flow. But I can see that it would have failed, so good thing I didn't call it. But pretty much it lost its bullish order flow when it closed below this 4-hour bullish fair value gap and pretty much started a downtrend instead. So now that has turned into an area of resistance. Not too much to see here. Probably goes a bit lower as well before it truly reverses. Pepe coin, on the other hand, the projection did play out from last stream in terms of reclaiming the range lows. So it confirmed it very nicely, confirmed bullish order flow, and returned all the way to the range highs, which rejected. Now, current price, it's back at the reclaimed range lows. So pretty much you can look for price to hold here and bounce off from this bullish order block here at 0.583. So Pepe definitely looks more promising than the other meme coins we looked at so far. So we previously discussed that the price needed to reclaim above this blue box here in order to see a true sort of reversal and expansion. Otherwise, I expected price to sort of range in this kind of sort of local price range, like so. So you can see here that price did not close above, so now it's back into the range. Right, so the range is from 1.95 to around 3.4, something like that. So the bullish scenario remains the same. We look for this range to continue, the range to hold, to give a bounce sometime soon, and for the true expansion and larger expansion scenario, price needs to reclaim above this blue zone here. Right, so we've looked through the large caps, the AI coins, and the meme coins. Nothing really standing out too much so far. AVAX looked pretty strong. Ethereum looked okay as well. And Pepe was quite promising as well in terms of nearing a bottom and nearing a stronger reversal. Is there any other coins you guys want me to check out? Right, cool. So we have New York Open in a few minutes. Given that the market has already had such an expansive move throughout the London and Asia session today, we probably won't see too much price movement in the New York session today. So probably just some smaller movements, nothing too expansive. So once again, to lay out the sort of expectations, right? We are definitely in a potential reversal zone on the higher time frames. So now we wait for confirmation of a bottom being formed through bullish order flow, market structure, or a formation and validation of a bullish order block. So remember, that is sort of the plan for the longer term. If we get any of the confirmations, then we can fully flip into long setups and being able to hold long setups with greater confidence that the bottom is in and the long positions were in round trip. Otherwise, if we do long before such confirmation, just be prepared that the positions can round trip very quickly. Right, and if you look at the daily time frame, there's an additional fair value gap from 54.6 to 52,000. So that's why you see in chat some people are expecting a bit lower to potentially 52,000. But yeah, there's no really certain way to sort of call out these sort of price forming a bottom before it confirms through either of these methods. Right, so I think I'll just wrap up the stream here. I'll be back next week on Monday, same time, 9 a.m. before New York Open, and we can see if the market has confirmed anything by then, if it has provided any trading opportunities. So before then and before any confirmations, make sure you guys stay safe with the trading. Right, scaling into spot positions could be a potentially better idea than attempting leverage trades for where the market is currently at. Awesome, so thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next Monday.